They grilled our data science team about their sampling techniques and statistical analyses. They challenged them on their assessment methods and analytical models. They prompted them to probe deeper into their facts and their findings. By the time the tense meeting was over, the senior leadership team was convinced that they had issues, and they committed to undergoing change. The data catalyzed an organizational commitment. They were invigorated to do the organizational work of DEI, which they acknowledged would be a marathon, not a sprint. We proceeded to work with them to develop and execute a DEI strategic plan that led to several DEI initiatives along with the key performance indicators, KPIs, to gauge progress, measure results, and demonstrate impact. Today, they have proudly been recognized as one of the top companies for their corporate diversity practices and among the top employers for women, people of color, veterans, working families, and members of the LGBTQIA+ community. My experience with Steve and his organization speak to a very valuable lesson. Data matters to DEI. To be clear, data is not the end-all and be-all to DEI. It is not a panacea, nor do I intend to frame it in this way. The point of this book is that data, while not the entire DEI puzzle, is a very important piece. W. Edwards Deming is frequently and incorrectly quoted with the famous phrase, "If you can't measure it, you can't manage it." Ironically, Deming's full quote is, "It is wrong to suppose that if you can't measure it, you can't manage it." According to the W. Edwards Deming Institute, Dr. Deming did very much believe in the value of using data to help improve the management of the organization, but he also knew that just measuring things and looking at data wasn't close to enough. There are many things that cannot be measured and still must be managed. Fortunately, DEI is not one of those things, as you can measure it and manage it. There are several factors that contribute to a successful personal and organizational DEI journey, and data is one of them. I liken data to the instrument panel on a plane. Long before there were instrument panels, people were able to fly planes. It was significantly harder without the instrument panel. Instrument panels have made the journey more efficient and effective at every step along the way. Similarly, improving DEI can be achieved without data, but it is significantly harder. Data makes the journey more efficient and effective at every step along the way. It is also important to acknowledge that data has its own shortcomings and imperfections. It is not neutral. At different points throughout this book, I address the topics of data bias and algorithmic bias. Those are how data carries and inherits its own assumptions and biases as a reflection of human assumptions and biases. I will help you to recognize different kinds of data and algorithmic biases and how to mitigate them, leading to deeper understanding and greater impartiality along your data-driven DEI journey. Societal trends and DEI. 3 societal trends speak to the growing importance of DEI. 1. Diversity of people. Diversity is growing across our globe, including with respect to race and ethnicity. It is predicted that the world's middle-class population will see a major influx from Asia, Latin America, and Africa by 2030, increasing the population to 4.9 billion, up from 1.8 billion in 2009. This translates into growing diversity of talent, customers, and stakeholders as well. 2. Diversity of cultures. Because of increased migration, there is a growing diversity of religion and language. The percentage of a U.S. population speaking a language other than English at home was 21% in 2013, a slight increase over 2010. Moreover, the global population is estimated to grow by 32% by the year 2060, with Muslims expected to have grown by 70%, making it the fastest-growing religious group. The Pew Research Center estimates that in the second half of the 21st century, the number of Muslims will have surpassed the number of Christians. 3. Diversity of thought. Organizations increasingly recognize the value of diverse thinking and